Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Pete, and tonight I want to move away from the toys for something different and run through my guitar collection of ones that are in bits and pieces, ones that are complete, ones that, well, they all need restringing on birthdays basically. That's a bit of a freshen up, probably a little bit dusty and stuff, but I figured I'll just go through all my guitars, just as a bit of a show off sort of thing, and we'll go from there. So I'll start with the one that's right here beside me. So we've got this bad boy here. This is an Ibanez RG30AH, I think is the model number. It's also known as the Southern Cross. Built in 2008 it was. Basically modelled after the 30th anniversary, was it 30th? 20th anniversary, 87, 97, 2007, 20th anniversary RG550 that came out the previous year in 2007. That was in the black, the red and the yellow. This one is a pearlescent white. This was built for the Australian market. You can see the Prestige on there, and if we look up nice and close, you can see on the fretboard it's actually stars, and these are in the shape of the Southern Cross, which is a constellation that's quite visible here in the Southern Hemisphere or in Australia. These are limited to 60. This one is number 43. Still got the plastic on the front. I've probably put about, I'd say 20 to 30 hours of actual playtime on this. Just stock standard Ibanez pickups that came in the 550s, edge bridge, square heel neck joint, made in Fujigen. Also says Southern Cross up on the truss rod cover. So there's that baby. So bang, it came with a certificate of authenticity as well, stating which number it was and so forth. Part of the partnership between I guess Ibanez and Australis Music. So beautiful case with the Prestige case with the red lining. On my other side I have, I guess it's brother, a white Ibanez RG550. This one has a low pro edge that I swapped out with a mate. He preferred the edge bridge and he had a low pro. I prefer the low pro. This one has a PAF Pro Damasio in the neck, maple fretboard. This one was a 91 model. Apart from that, everything's pretty stock standard. It's a bit beat up. There's some dings in the back. It's a player. The usual sort of neck pocket crack, which, if I get the angle right, it's just there. May or may not be visible. I play this a lot. This one's currently tuned to E flat with 9 to 46s. All the strings I use are pretty much D'Addarios. Yeah, so the Southern Cross was just standard tuning. This one is E flat for a recording project that me and some mates are doing at the moment. It's also had its tone knob removed, and the volume knob has tone written on it. 5-way switch. It's a little bit dicky. I need to get this one serviced. Again, I've taken the lock nuts off just for ease of tuning. Yeah, so that's that one. We'll move right along from there. Up next we have the first 7-string I bought. This is an Ibanez RG7620 from 1999. I'm not sure the string gauge. It's 9 to 46, and then I think I've got a 56 on the top string, but I think I want a 60 there. This one has the John Petrucci Crunch Lab in a 7, and I think from memory the neck pickup is a Blaze Custom. I'm not sure. Again, it's got the low pro bridge, all access neck join. this is just a great guitar. Anyone that's played like the 7620s and the 99 or the 90 model or 90s model Ibanez, they're just great guitars. Sounds awesome, plays awesome. For a while this was my main go-to. Even if I didn't need that 7th string, I was just playing this all the time. A couple of little dings here and there, but for its age, it's in pretty good condition. Alrighty, and next up on the list is, it's a bit of a, for lack of better terms, a parts caster. I bought this neck, which is a 99 7620 neck. Again, genuine Ibanez RG, off eBay. I think I paid about $200 for it at the time. Then I bought, as I was searching for a body, I bought this swirled gem replica 7-string from Pearl Guitars, I think it was. Working in a music shop at the time, I sourced the lock nuts, tuning pegs, bridge, and custom ordered the pickups, which I believe is a Blaze single in the middle, and we've got Damasio deactivators, which were custom ordered, so it was kind of a bit of a GMC tribute sort of model. I don't play this as much as the other guitar, and I don't know why. Probably it needs a slightly better setup. Apart from that, it's just a beautiful looking guitar. It's almost rather just look at it on the wall while I play something else. Anyway, we'll keep moving along. All right, next in line we have this Ibanez RG 550. This one's an 89 model, candy apple red, I think is the color. Now this is pretty banged up and customized as well. Like, there's a whole bunch of chunks into the neck there. It's still a great playing guitar despite all of its cosmetic flaws, like big chip out of it here, a few finish cracks and lots of dings and stuff. Again, I tend to modify and customize a lot of the guitars, so whether or not they're higher quality Japanese ones or Indonesian models, Chinese models, whatever, I tend to do something to them. This one was modified with a single humbucker Pearloid pickguard. I think I may have got this from Pearl Guitars as well, just running single volume knob and an EMG 81. Again, low pro edge on there because that's my bridge of choice if I have one. This is a great playing guitar, great sounding guitar. 9-46s steel, and I'm pretty sure this one's tuned to E flat. Color matched headstock, which is always a good touch. Anyway, we'll keep moving along. Okay, so apart from the Southern Cross, all the other guitars that you've seen so far have kind of been second-hand ones. Again, I worked in a music shop for about 10 years, and I'd been looking through and drooling over this particular guitar, which is an Ibanez Prestige RGA 321. So it's got the arch top, which you might just be able to see a little bit. It has a, I think it was a 16mm flame maple top. It's got a fixed bridge, this one, which is a Gibraltar 2 maybe. It's got the stock standard Ibanez Damasio pickups. Haven't done anything to this at all. It's just an amazing guitar to play. Obviously it's fixed bridge, so it stays in tune. Rosewood fretboard. I'd been drooling over this in one of the catalogues. I think it was 2005, and this is, or maybe it was 2006 that I was looking at it. And the Ibanez rep came to visit. We were just chatting in general, and he gave me an absolute killer deal on this. So it was just like, yeah, just too good to resist. So I was like, yep, put me down for it. Called him a bastard, pardon my French, but it was all in good nature. And yeah, this was probably my first high-end, or really the 7-string, the Vampire Kiss RG7620 was a reasonably high-end guitar for the time, but yeah, this was sort of the next level up with the Prestige, and the first one apart from the Southern Cross that we've seen that I've got brand new. Anyway, moving right along from there. Alright, so getting to a slightly lower end of the scale guitar, we have this Indonesian made RGD 320, I believe it was, but this is an 09 model. I picked it up on clearance for a relatively cheap price, because I got it wholesale, so that was a bonus. I handed it over to a good mate of mine who's also a guitar tech, and was like, have at it. So what we've done is we've blocked the bridge here, so that's basically a fixed bridge, but it's just the standard Edge 3 tremolo that comes on these lower end models. Has a rosewood fretboard. I'm not sure, I think it might be a mahogany body. I'd have to double check the specs on that. The strings are D'Addario 11 to 54 if I'm not mistaken, and this is tuned to C standard. We've also got the Petrucci Crunch Lab and Liquefier combo in the guitar. Not much else to say. It's a good heavy guitar or it's good for playing heavy stuff on, whether it be anything that's tuned to C standard. So there's a bit of Dream Theater stuff which I wanted to play at the time, and some early In Flames as well. I've lost the other half of the Damasio strap, but it's still got the clip blocks on there. I'll probably change it out for just a standard thing once I give it a birthday and give the fretboard a bit of an oil. It's a bit dry looking. It's been hanging up in my music room for quite a few years now. It's played every now and then, but probably not one of the most regular ones. Okay, so you just saw the white RGD. Now I have my black one. This one is a 2012 model. I don't remember the exact code. I think product code was built in Indonesia. I think it was an RGD 421. It's got the fixed bridge, which I really like this Ibanez fixed bridge as well. I think it's a Gibraltar something. It's got the stock standard pickups in there. They're okay, but I want to change it down the line to, I'm not sure. Just got a single volume knob and a 3-way switch there. Both these RGDs have a 26.5 inch, I think it's 26.5 inch scale length, as opposed to the standard 25.5. This one's tuned to B standard, so I can play at the gates, carcass, that kind of stuff. Plus, I've written a few things that will probably never see the light of day. Some okay riffs, I guess. Starting to get a little bit glossy from just general wear over the matte black or the satin black, string through the back of the body. Yeah, it's just a cool guitar. A micro. These ones were made in China. This is 2009. It has the pink DR strings just for a bit of fun. Pink Damasio strap attached to it. I got a black bridge because I wanted to change this has got the standard chrome on it, but I've got a black one just because I wanted the hardware to be black. I bought this so I could do like big crazy stretches though. At this point my hand is hitting the back of the guitar, but yeah, like I can do a 5 to 12 stretch, so I don't have the biggest hands, but this makes me feel like I'm Paul Gilbert, just with a slightly shorter pinky, obviously. Yep, 5 to 12 is pretty easy there, so I probably managed to get the Tornado of Souls solo out quite easily with the fast bit, just with the stretches on this. I did have plans to change pickups and so forth, but never got around to it. My sister wants this one and is telling me that she'll swap my other Ibanez, which she has at her place, for this, which is an 81 or 82 Blazer series sort of strap look like. looks like a coffee table, just wood grain finish. But yep, there's that one. We'll move along. All right, so now we've reached the beast. This is a big old 8-string RGA 8 from 2009. We got this in at the music shop that I worked in, and it sat on, hung on the wall for ages and ages. Every time I'd get inspired, I'd pick it up. I'd be watching some like Tosin Abasi videos or listening to Animals as Leaders, and then I'd go over and I'd pick this up, and I just had no clue, and get demoralised and put it down and go back to 6 or 7 strings. Then I'll keep it in shot so people can perv on the guitar and not have to look at me completely. And then I came across Colorado band Allegiant, and they were playing 8-string guitars as well and doing some cool stuff which was more within the realms of my capabilities and style. So yeah, I picked it up again. I thought it's time for, because it was on the wall for probably 2 years by that time, I need to go to a home. It's got the Edge FX 8 or 8 FX Edge 3 bridge or whatever, so it's like a fixed bridge, but it looks and feels like a tremolo, and it's got the EMG pickups, which I think are 808s, out of an Iron Label 8-string that we sold a young guy that used to come into the shop, and he wanted to replace these EMGs with some Seymour Duncans, so I bought these ones off him quite cheaply, and we got that installed. This one, because they had an active circuit in it, so I had the battery box there, which it's not there. Mad scientist. Now I can't put the battery box back together. Mad scientist must have put the 9-volt in there. Just had a switch, which I can't even remember what this was wired to. That was to activate the active circuit originally, just a volume knob and 3-way blade. This one's about to get a birthday. I'll give it a really good clean, and I've got some D'Addario 9 to 80 strings. Typically this one's tuned to drop E, so it's currently got a broken G string, but yeah, in the next week or two, when I get a bit of spare time, this one's getting the full treatment. I'll polish the frets, lem oil the whole neck, dust it, give it the whole shebang. But there we have the beast. Love it in a different colour, but it's black and I don't particularly want to refinish it. Anyway, moving on from here. Alright, so another fairly modified Japanese RG. This one's an RGR 470. I don't know if it had, I don't think it had the DX prefix, which is usually related to the shark fin inlays. It's got the Edge bridge. This was a model that I think was Japan only, in maybe 95. This one's a 95 model anyway. The body is not timber, but it's actually a material called resin cast. I had an RG 580 as well, which had the resin cast body, but it had a maple neck. But this has got like the wizard neck, and it feels beautiful with bound fretboard, rosewood. The maple board had a different shaped neck, and I sold it. I wish I didn't. I wish I just reshaped the neck so I could have the matching maple board as well. But being 470, they would typically have the humbucker single humbucker, but I bought pickguard blue mirror from Pearl Guitars, or their eBay store, and I've got to get some knobs and a switch for it, 5-way, and I custom ordered some Damasio's, again the Crunch Lab Liquefier combo. This is another great sounding guitar. It's tuned to E flat, and yeah, just an awesome guitar. I don't know what else to say about it really. Just great. I probably need a cover for the back, but I don't get too fussed about that, and just plays beautiful. Love this guitar. Now for a recent addition, we have this Ibanez. This one's just a cheap one. It's a Geo made in China. I think it's a 2013. I thought it was 12, but it's a 7-string. It's got fixed bridge. It's just got the cheap pickups. 3-way switch. Doesn't have any strings. I bought this off Facebook Marketplace for like $200. I posted it on a Facebook forum, just a picture of it, and people were like, oh, why would you buy a cheap guitar if you're just going to spend money on it and stuff? But even the more expensive guitars, I still do things like pickup changes and stuff. So the neck feels quite nice on this. There's no sharp edges. Bit of a dent in the fretboard there, but it's got the rosewood fretboard, which a lot of the more modern ones don't. They have that laurel or whatever. So yeah, I'll replace the pickups. I might even shave the heel a little bit just to make it a bit more comfortable, but it feels all right getting up there, even though it doesn't have strings as yet. So I'll just have to source a set. I've got a spare set in the room which will go on this. It's a bit of a mismatch of brands and stuff, but that will work because it's pretty tricky to get the gauges that I like anyway. There's that Geo. All right, now it's time to start getting a little bit pointy with the Ibanez. So what we have here is one of the first 4 Fireman Paul Gilbert signature model that came into Australia of this particular model. There was the Corinna one, which I think came out first, but this was like 2011, 2012, 2011. So I think about September, having a good relationship with our Ibanez rep, we knew this was coming in. They got 4 of them into the country, the shop I was working in here in little old Tassie. We ordered 2 of them straight off the bat. So I got to pick the best one out of those. This has got set neck, Damasio pickups in it, which I can't remember which models they were. And it's got the standard switch and all to Paul Gilbert specifications. I was on a real Paul Gilbert worship phase at the time. I saw him do a workshop down Hobart. I don't think this was out at the time, but I had a PGM 30 which I'd imported from Japan and got him to sign, and regretfully I sold that on eBay a little bit later. But yeah, this is just a really cool guitar. I don't play it as much as I should. There's a piece from the Eudaimonia Overture, the bark piece at the end of it. I really want to relearn that, so this will be the guitar for that. All right, getting even pointier, we have my barely modified Ibanez Xiphos, the XP300 FX. This has green DR strings on it, which are quite dead now. Also put some green knobs on it. It's got the fixed bridge, very nice feeling neck, and if I come closer, you can see I put Tree of Life stickers down the fretboard in green. I'd like to get some green pickups, but I'm not sure what at this point. But this is just nice and pointy, no dings or anything on it. It's been really well looked after. I'm very pedantic and particular about my guitars, especially the ones that I buy brand new. So pardon me, this got the volume knob and just a 3-way selector down there. don't know what I want to put on this. It's a very metal looking guitar, so I should probably get some high gain pickups, preferably in green, but the Damasio green tends to be a little bit light, so maybe some Seymour Duncans or something else. I'm not sure. Any suggestions, feel free to let me know below, but we'll keep moving on because I've got more pointy goodness. Okay, now this is another rare one. Back in, I think it was 2007. Yes, Ibanez brought their catalogue out. I'm not sure if I saw it straight away or if I saw it online, but as soon as I saw this guitar, I knew that I had to have it. So what we have here is the VBT 700 Ibanez V. I think it was Dean that threatened with a lawsuit due to it being too close to one of their models. This is a neck through. I think it's my only neck through guitar. Got a couple of set necks. If I recall correctly, mahogany body, maple neck with the rosewood fretboard. It comes with Damasio deactivators in it, and they sound great in this guitar. Again, this one's fairly immaculate condition. There might be a little bit of fingernail scratching down here, but on the white it's almost impossible to see unless I get it at the right angle, and even then I can't see it. Again, pretty careful with all these guitars, no dings or anything in this. My only regret is that I didn't order a black one as well, but I'm not made of money and working retail doesn't pay a fortune, so I had to pick one or the other and white one out. I think when I ordered this at the time, they were only getting 70 of these into Australia, so pretty rare, and you don't see them come up for sale barely at all. I did a few times when I was looking way back, but still I didn't have the money to buy a second one. Anyway, that's it, and it came with a hard case as well, so that was cool. But it hangs on the wall, it gets pulled down. I like to riff out to like Holy Wars and stuff, and when I had long hair still, I could pretend I was Dave Mustaine. Anyway, we'll keep moving on. Okay, we'll have a bit of a break from Ibanez now, and we have my USA Fender standard Stratocaster there. I'll move my phone a little bit so I feel a bit further away. This, I think, is 2011. It was picked up by my work colleague. He was away at a Fender thing, and he picked this out for me specifically. It's got a little ding up there which was part of the scratch and dent sale, but these were, yeah, retailing for about $2,000 at the time. They did come down a bit. For a while there you could almost pick up a US Strat for about $1,000 Australian if you shopped around a bit. I just wanted this particular vibe similar to like a Malmsteen. I probably should have bought a Malmsteen when they were affordable and when the dollar was really good against the US, because I really like the scallop fretboard. A mate's got one, or he had one anyway. I don't know if he still got it. Yeah, so maple board, I guess the vintage white. This is all standard. I did contemplate getting the Malmsteen pickup set in there. Not that I can really play Malmsteen that well. Yeah, just a cool guitar. It's a bit fatter neck that I'm used to. Tuned to E flat. I can't remember what string gauge I've got on it. I may have actually bought some Malmsteen gauge strings or whatever it was. I don't remember. Actually, I think it might be 9.5 to 44. Could be wrong. Yeah, something just popped in my brain saying like I had a strange gauge on this. I think it might have been 9.5 to 44, tuned to E flat. Yeah, good guitar. Everyone should have a Strat in their collection, really. Right, running with the same line of thought that everyone should have a Strat in their collection, or a Fender, everyone should also have a Gibson in their collection. Now this is my Les Paul Studio. Could have been a 50s or 60s tribute. It's got the Sunburst there. This one has had a tough life. It's banged up. If you look, you can see the actual headstock was broken off this, so it's been repaired. It's held up for 8 or 9 years now, so it's fairly solid. Doesn't get played a hell of a lot. I've got an EMG 81, I think it's an 81 in the bridge. I've got a 60 to put in this hole here. At the time when I put this back together and wired it all up, the 60 hadn't arrived that I had on order. It basically came just the guitar by itself, neck and body, with the headstock removed. So I got it repaired by a local luthier. Got some Goto tuners for that. I got the Tone Pros bridge, and we got the EMG pickups, and put it back together. And like, this was bought off like a local guy that had some just some issues, and as it was, he tended to break a lot of gear, and he sold this to me for $50 plus it owes me whatever the hardware costs. So that is my Les Paul. Speaking of Les Pauls, I have this beautiful machine, this one being an Ibanez 77 model, so just after their lawsuit sort of issues. This one is all stock standard, a few dings here and there, but nothing really serious, and it's just a bit of character. I got this one and imported it from Japan after a friend had a black one back in high school, college days, and offered to sell it to me. And somehow, in my stupidity back then, my train of thought was, I've already got a guitar, why do I need another one? What was I thinking? This one popped up on Japanese auction site Jauce, jauce.com or .co.jp, I'm not sure how it ends up. Yeah, I think it was about $400 delivered, so got it really cheap. These things go over $1,000. I've seen them up to almost closing in on 2,000 these days, so very happy to have this in the collection. As far as I know, it's all original, but I'm not sure about these tuners. But anyway, it's still got the original pickups with a nice patina over, pardon me, the bridge and the pickups. Very cool guitar. All right, moving along, we now have my baby. I bought this back in 1991. So what we have is a Charvet by Charvel. I taped over, I stickered it up. It's got the skateboard stickers on there, the McGill, the Roscoff. It had a ton more, which I since removed and cleaned up. It's got some Beverly Hills 90210 stickers on the back of Brenda or Shannon Doherty. There was also ones of Jenny Garth and stuff. I don't even remember where I got them from. I've got the just black tape over the Charvet and just left the little by Charvel bit at the bottom. It's gone through a few iterations. The bridge on this one is blocked off. It's wasn't ever a great trem system. When I first got it, the action was a mile high. Bought it off a classmate back in year 11. He also threw in the Injustice for All Metallica tab book with it. I've put the Damasio strap on there. I'm not sure where the top would be, probably in its case, but it's been hanging on the wall forever. I think this one's tuned down to D, if I recall correctly. Has the EMG 81. I originally changed the pickup to a Seymour Duncan JB back in the 90s that a mate wired in for me. That was a nice green colour, but I wanted to go for the 81 somewhere down the line. This is what I grab if the house is on fire. It's, yeah, I've spent more hours playing this guitar than any of the others all combined. Yeah, it's just one of my favourites. Kind of got that early Skid Row sort of vibe to it. I think it was Scotty Hill had that. What can I say? I love this guitar. Time to return to the domain of pointy guitars. And as far as pointy go, there's not many companies that get pointier than BC Rich. So I don't know much about this particular model. I don't know what to look for as far as serial numbers are concerned, how they relate to years, but what we have here is an black Ironbird that, as far as I know, is all stock standard. I bought this with the intention of modifying it to, and I will modify it to something akin to what Trey Azagthoth from Morbid Angel plays. So the plan is remove this front pickup, fill the gap, and I want to paint this, I guess, a Ferrari type red. I also plan on replacing this bridge here with a Goto 1996T, I think it is, tremolo system. So if I was to be playing Morbid Angel kind of stuff, that's all set for that. I'll also remove the three-way switch and the tone knob just to have a volume knob there. I may even move the volume knob up a little bit closer, providing I don't have to do any routing at the back. But yeah, this one will be refinished. I've had this for quite a while now. Guy that came into the music shop offered to sell it to me, so it's got a bit of a bad ding there, so I'll get that filled in and sorted before it gets painted. But it only cost me 150 bucks, so who was I to say no? All right, next on the list is we're going into the low end, and we have my Ibanez bass. So this is an SRX 365. This thing is heavy. I'm not sure what the timber is. It may be mahogany, I'm not too sure. 5-string, 24 fret. It's definitely rosewood fingerboard. So I'll hold that up there, so to speak. I got this when I joined a mate's band, and we were going to basically reform an old band from the 90s and do some recording and stuff. So I picked this up through work. It's Indonesian made. It's actually a really solid bass. It growls. It sounds awesome. I picked up a Hartke bass rig to go with this when I was we were playing together. That has since fallen by the wayside. Many years ago it did, but we did catch up last year, I think it was, and there was talk of maybe getting the band back together. So I haven't sold this off yet. I may have to dust it off. Probably needs new strings, although it's a bass guitar. Do you ever change strings on them? And maybe get that low end rumble going again. Okay, that gets all of the electric side out of things. I do have some electric guitar projects which I will show at the end of the video as I do this, but now it's time to get into the acoustics, and we have this Takamine or Takamine or Takamine. I don't know how to pronounce it, but we have this very nice cedar topped acoustic. This is a EGS 430 SC, I believe the model is. Got a bad ding somewhere down the bottom. In transit it got crunched. There's a bit of a crack in the top as well up here, but it still sounds good. Needs a restring, I think. Out of tune, and the strings feel, so I'll probably put another set of elixirs on this when the time comes. I don't think there's any issues with the preamp, although it probably doesn't have a battery in there. If I can even open it up. Can't at the moment, it doesn't matter anyway. So yeah, there was a bit of a issue with the action on this and stuff, so the top is straight. I thought the top may have been bowed. This is a really, really nice guitar, so yeah, I should get it back out, so then if I'm actually playing an acoustic, I've got something really nice to play. Great feeling neck too. Anyway, we'll continue on with the acoustics. Next up on the acoustic stage we have a nylon string. Again, this is an Ibanez. It's very dusty. I need to clean all of these up. I've got tape down the back as fret markers. I took this to a luthier and said, oh, can you drill in and put fret markers down there, because I don't know, I can't just figure it out. I get confused easily, so he was like, no, I'm not really willing to, because he didn't want to maybe screw it up. It's a solid top guitar. It's got preamp with built-in tuner and so forth. Yeah, the neck and the fretboard looks very dry, so I better grab some strings and give this one a birthday soon as well. I was going through a Rodrigo and Gabriella phase, so I was playing a lot of nylon string and just generally having fun with it. So there we have that. I think I said it was a G200 ECE NT, I think is, yep, the product code on that one. As of a year, does it say? I don't know, maybe 2012. Made in China, but nice. Right, sticking with nylon strings, but this time it is a 7-string with a broken D string. Another Ibanez. If I put it in front of my face, I'll put it in front of my face. I need to back up so it's a bit more visible. This one, solid spruce top. Just a nice guitar. I probably didn't really need it. Came up on clearance. It was cheap. It came with a hard case. Doesn't have a pickup, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, I got this just because I thought, why not? 7-string. I was playing a lot of 7-string on electrics. I thought, why not have an acoustic nylon string as well? Again, needs restringing. I'm not sure what gauge I need to get, or if there's 7-string sets available. So I've been out of the guitar industry for almost 9 years now. But yeah, nice guitar. I don't know what year it is. The serial number doesn't give any clues. Maybe a 2014. I could probably find out if I went back through Ibanez catalogues and stuff. So that's it for the acoustic guitars. While I'm here, the guitars that I'm missing at the moment that aren't here, there's an Ibanez acoustic steel string solid top. I don't know what year it is. It's on loan at the moment. It's a nice guitar. It was gifted to me by a friend of my sister's, and I also have a Japanese made Ibanez RG 450 that's out on loan. Has the TRS2 trem. It's been modified. I refinished it. It was black originally. It's got a beautiful grain down the rosewood fretboard, especially from about the 12th fret to the 24th, which I refinished from black to blue. I ordered a white pickguard from Pearl Guitars, which is really yellowed, which I'm not sure I really like so much, and that one is set up with DiMarzio Evo pickups. Just didn't bother with the single coil in the middle, so it's just humbucker, and yeah, they're out. Now we might just have a quick look through the guitars I have as projects that need fixing, obviously, or need some doing to them, shy of having the strings done or whatever else. So, alrighty, first project to come up is this 1987 Ibanez. It's, when I ordered this, or when I bought it off Jaws, I thought I was getting a RG 560 acid humbucker single coil, but a closer inspection, especially when it arrived, was this lower horn here is a bit more curved and less pointy than your standard RG. Initially I thought I've got a fake or something, but I think back in 87, before the RGs really sort of took hold with everything, they did a model, and I think it's an RG655-CP. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, it's one thing that was with it was there's this little toggle switch here, which is always I need a little nut or something to hold that in place, but I think that wire sends the pickups straight to the output jack rather than going past the volume or tone knobs. I'm not 100% sure with that. I do need to put this together. I've got an Edge Pro bridge, not an Edge Pro, Low Pro bridge to go in here, so I need to get some anchors. I know it's got the anchors already in there. I'm not sure if they're the ones that have the grub screw, so I can do that. I'm not going to bother pulling these out, and I need a lock nut for that. So hopefully, and it's banged up, it's got chips out of it, it's got a heap of buckle rash on the back. If I can just get this plain, I think I'll be happy. The neck feels great. It's one of the early RG models anyway. So the goal for this year is get all of these projects. Right, this one's going to be kind of a 2-for-1 deal. Probably actually it'd be more than that. It would be probably 6 or 7 years ago. I bought off a mate of mine 2 project guitars. One is this, again it's an Ibanez. The neck is off a 570 from 93, and the body, I'm not sure of the year, is from a RG750. So it's a square heel, has the pick guard attached to it. I guess there's just a tone pot attached there. It's got an input jack in there as well. So we've got the 570 neck with the 750 body. I've got the paint stripper. I'm going to get into that soon. Maybe I've got a whole bunch of stuff planned for next week, so maybe I'll get into doing some paint stripping next week between this one, the other guitar, perhaps the Ironbird as well, which needs to go black. Yeah, the fretboard needs a bit of oil, and I think when I do that, I'll give the frets a polish as well. So that's guitar 1 there, and guitar 2 doesn't fit as snugly together. So again, it's another 570 neck. This one's from 92, square heel joint. It says RG550R, R being for the rosewood. This needs some lemon oil as well and a bit of a clean up. Frets need a little bit of pitting on the frets, so they might need a little bit of work. But again, I'll get things running before I worry about maybe giving them a polish and a crown and so forth. And we have the body of a 570. Now this is bare bones, it doesn't have anything. Had a bunch of stickers all over it, and it's got this crazy paint all over it. So this needs everything. This one's going to be stripped as well. I had been thinking with the 750 of maybe getting a monkey grip attached and doing like a gem sort of tribute copy with that, maybe like an LNG color. I'm not sure about this. I did toy with the idea of going for like a Petrucci type tribute sort of guitar, although the fret markers are a little bit different with that. I don't know what I'll do with this one as yet. My mate that sold me these also threw in 2 sets of Ibanez pickups for it as well. So if I really want to get just things going, I need to get trem systems for both. If you've got a low pro trem, black, gold, chrome, whatever that you want to sell cheap, let me know. We'll see what happens, but these are the 2 Ibanez that I have left, and there's 1 guitar project left, which I will go, and time for the lucky last guitar from the collection. So, and this is the most recent acquisition. And in the ultimate of pointiness, we have a BC Rich Warlock project guitar. I got this off a guy that lives locally, quite cheap. He was selling on Marketplace. There's a few issues that need fixing, and he was selling it purely as a project. It doesn't have a pickup in here. My plan is to get a red EMG 81. I think I'm going to get a black EMG 81 for the Ironbird. When painted red, we'll have the black pickup, and then I'll have this thing as black with a red pickup. I probably need to give it a sand and a refinish. The neck pickup cavity has been filled, but it's not super great, so I might just give this a bit of a paint job, a bit of a sand back, and get it super smooth, so, and then repaint it. I think the back of it is probably okay, although if I'm going to refinish it and respray it, I may as well do the whole shebang. Let's have this battery cover installed, which I can't open at the moment. Talking to him, he ordered this neck, which is not the original neck for it. It's had the tuners put on. The strings are just there for show. They just flop around. Also the neck plate, I don't know if, I'm not 100% sure if this is a Rigididge BC Rich body or not, but the neck plate is kind of bent. The BC Rich is over this weird little hump part, and I can see it's only held on by 2 screws, and I can see that there's a screw broken off, so it's probably in the neck, so I might have to remove that and figure out what I'm going to do. It might be a job for a local luthier who I'm mates with. The neck plate might need replacing. I don't know how we're going to solve that problem, but there is the very last of the project guitars. So that's my entire guitar collection. Actually, there's one more which is in parts. It's that I'm almost forgetting about, that I don't have here. It's with my guitar tech. It's a Charvette by Charvel. I think it's a model 150. The strange thing about that particular one was that it had a 24 3/4 inch scale length, 24 fret neck. It had a floating bridge originally. I filled the bridge in and put an Ibanez fixed bridge on there. I filled the pickup cavities for the single coil neck and single coil middle pickups, and we didn't just install it, but we installed an EMG X in the bridge. It was just a wood grain finish. It looked pretty tacky and everything, and I repainted it purple. I didn't do the best job, so I think what we're going to do is maybe sand it back, and at least the top of it anyway, and do it again. So perhaps I'll get that one back as well, and get everything finished to immaculate conditions, and then have a big spray can. So I probably don't really want to go spray can. Probably find someone's got an air gun or something, and spray them properly, so we can do all of the guitars all at once. But yeah, that is my entire collection. This is going to be much longer than I anticipated. Hopefully when I do my dodgy editing job, I'll be able to cut a bit of crap out of it. But yeah, if you've made it this far, thanks very much for watching. If there's any guitars that you want any more information about, or if you have any suggestions for any of the guitars, feel free to drop a comment down below. It's something a little bit different that's not toy related for a change. If the flickering that I'm seeing on my phone here, because that's all I use, is annoying. I apologize for that. The lights don't flicker when I'm just sort of looking around, but the camera seems to pick them up for whatever reason. Could be some sort of frequency mismatch or something, I don't know. But yeah, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. I might do a few music, guitar related videos amongst the Lego and the Pop Vinyl and the Masters of the Universe in the near future. I'll just see how things pan out. But if you made it this far, again, thank you very much for watching. Take it easy, and until next time, I am out.